Hello, welcome. This is BBC News. The United States and Iran have exchanged attacks in the Middle East, rattling a fragile ceasefire as an agreement on ending the war continues to elude them. US forces said they'd launched what they called defensive attacks against a military control station in Bandar Abbas, which it says was launching drones and had shot down 4 aircraft. In retaliation, Iran's Revolutionary Guards said they targeted a US base in the region. They didn't specify where, but air raid sirens have sounded in Kuwait. Iranian media said 4 vessels had earlier tried to pass the Strait of Hormuz without permission from Tehran, causing Iranian forces to fire warning shots. Now, during a cabinet meeting on Wednesday, President Trump said that Iran is negotiating on fumes, insisting that his war strategy will not be impacted by November's US midterm elections.
Iran is very much intent. They want very much to make a deal. So far, they haven't gotten there. We're not satisfied with it, but we will be. We will be either that or we'll have to just finish the job. It looks like they want to just make a deal. They want to. They have. I don't think they have a choice. They're just going back to the internet because they're getting clobbered. Their economy is in free fall. They have 250% inflation. Their money has no value. Their whole economic system is broken down. They thought they were going to outweight me. You know, we'll outweight him. He's got the midterms. I don't care about the midterms.
Our North America correspondent Peter Bowes gave us this update on the strikes overnight.
What we can say is that this ceasefire is increasingly fragile. Now, certainly from the American side, they're saying that this is not the end of the ceasefire. And just to quote the military statement, that these actions were measured, purely defensive and intended to maintain the ceasefire. But clearly, tensions are rising, and this is the second time in 3 days that we've had similar incidents, and it does raise questions about what happens next. All the time in the background, these talks are supposedly taking place, but we're getting sometimes wildly different accounts of the current state of negotiations. And well, we've just heard the president once again saying that essentially if these negotiations come to nothing and that there's no deal, we will, he says, have to finish the job. The same kind of language that we've been hearing from President Trump now for several weeks during what has been a relatively successful ceasefire.
Well, let's now speak to our Middle East correspondent Yolande Nell, who's in Jerusalem for us. Yolande, we know negotiations had been taking place between Iran and the US. Where does this leave those discussions?
Well, those discussions do seem to have sort of been put on hold in part because of the ongoing Muslim feast of Eid al-Adha, but there were top Iranian officials in